So why are lead flows going to start replacing salespeople? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about in this video. Now, we all know the data, right? It's startling, it's shocking, it's everything that we don't want to face with respect to salespeople. Now, we know that 44% stop following up after one connection, one outreach. We know that 22% stop after two. We know that 14% stop after three. We know 12% stop after four. And we know 8 do only after 5 follow ups. And we know that it takes much more than 5 outreaches to close a prospect in today's high paced, high volume world. So that is the challenge, right? The challenge is salespeople don't follow up. Now, we know that the gold is in the follow up. The challenge being is that it's not salespeople's fault. They're pulled in many different directions. So, what can we do to help salespeople close more business? What can we do to help salespeople reach out to prospects more than 5 times without them having to physically do it all the time? Well, that's where the power of lead flows comes in. Lead flows are the answer. Now, what is the challenge aside from just the follow-up? Well, at any time, only 3% of the market is actively buying. So when we reach out to a prospect, only 3% of them are like, oh, I've been looking for that. That's what I'm interested in. Okay. 56% aren't ready, and 40% are poised to begin, meaning that they're in somewhere in the beginning of, I'm going to start looking, but they're not there yet. So that equates to basically 99% of the market. Okay. And only 3% are looking and ready right now. So we know this. And if people aren't following up, salespeople aren't following up because they're not getting any positive results from the outreach, and they're pulled in many different directions. So trying to close customers, put out fires, things like this, then it makes for a huge chasm between what it takes to get success and having success. So we know that. Now, from my own personal experience, this is where I really started to wake up. Is a few years ago, I had my sales team, and we did 28,496 calls between a small team of people. We had only 322 set appointments, as this slide shows, or 1.1%. However, less than 50% of those people even showed up. And we're reaching out, showing people on lead generation, and that, which is a much more sexy, interesting proposition than what many other people are selling, such as video editing or whatever it might be, cleaning services, things like that. So the phone doesn't work alone. Does the phone work? Yes, but the phone alone is like pounding the pavement, and it's like chasing the machine guns, is what Tony Hughes said in Combo Prospecting. So I want you to think about this for a sec. So we had 28,497 calls done with such little results. But what's the cost of that? Well, if you have a salesperson do all this, let's say it's just one salesperson, and you're paying him or her $50,000, which is on the extremely low end in salaries for North America, then if you paid them $50,000, you have to do $100,000 in sales on average to be able to pay for this person. So you're going to do $100,000 to try to do that. It doesn't equate. Something doesn't jive. The numbers no longer work. So what do we need to do? Well, implement everything that machines can affordably do better than humans in your sales process. Then invest in honing human engagement for winning differentiation, tech-powered sales. Great quote from that book. It's about utilizing and adapting technology. And that's what I want to talk about. That's where I'm going to lead in, is what is the solution? Well, the solutions are lead flows. Lead flows replace salespeople. They're not going to completely replace salespeople, but they replace salespeople for top of the funnel and follow up on those cold, uninterested lead nurture prospects. We need to utilize lead flows technology to take the place of the sales rep, who can then focus their time, their salaries onto more pressing opportunities, such as closing sales, such as looking after existing accounts. So that's what we need to do. So, what exactly are lead flows? Lead flows are kind of like cloning your best salesperson to prospect and follow up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, in the coming days, weeks, months, years, I'm going to do deep dives on lead flows and how lead flows can help take your sales into another direction. It can help you grow sales without having to have the risk and the salaries involved on prospecting and finding people doing the prospecting. You can automate a large portion of that process and allocate a smaller team to manage that, or even you manage that, and then pass off the warm leads, the interested sales ready leads, to your closers, to your higher price salespeople. That's what lead flows can do. Lead flows allow you to replace salespeople and allocate their time resources into closing business. I'm Aiden Rigg, and look forward to talking to you further.